No, I do want to talk to you about weed because for real, I've been wanting to smoke weed or edibles or whatever, and I know you're the person to talk to because you've been doing it a lot.
Because I research everything.
Yeah, I don't. My roommate gave me a battery for a vape pen. Or whatever, vape pen?
Well, you said you did edibles, but you took like a handful. Which is not the correct way to do it.
I didn't know there was portion control. I like gummy bears.
Yeah.
And I like gummy bears. I had a handful of them. And then the only way I could explain it is that everything felt 3D. I know we're 3D now. 4D?
Yeah.
Or 3D?
We're 3D.
What's 4D?
4D would be time, isn't it time?
I thought it was like 4D movie theaters, like they throw water at you or whatever.
Like, that it's physically touching you.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So we're 4D.
I don't know.
I really want to get these. Jamie, pull it up. Joe Rogan podcast. No, I don't know. That's why Janelle should be here. With I really wanted her to look stuff up with the thing, but she's doing her own thing. Let's call it 4D. 4D, and I felt very I didn't know what to do, and then I had a panic attack while I was peeing.
As one does.
Is that normal?
No, you had too much.
Yeah,
No, because it's you should have starting off they say 5 to 10 milligrams of a good strain.
Is that 2 gummy bears or something?
Probably, maybe a gummy bear.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
No, a lot of times it's one gummy bear is 10 milligrams at a lot of places.
Jesus.
And yeah, it's because I'll just get a little bit so I can eat. And then, I think I told you about this. I went to a dispensary and I was like, this is the medical things that I need weed for. And he's like, cool. And then he's like, and this one's if you want to have a good time. And I was like, thank you.
That one too, thank you.
It's oh, yes, all of those.
And I do want to say one thing. You know more about podcasting than me. So as we do the podcast, it's the 2nd episode, so I'm just getting the hang of it.
I know you didn't introduce anything.
I just about to... You read my mind. I was just about to say, should I have introduced you?
Probably.
1, 2, 3, sync. No more syncing. We're done. I'm leaving all this in.
Yay.
I'll just add an intro. No, I'll introduce you. Are you ready? It's gonna be.
Do we have a choice?
Do you plan out your intros before you talk to people? Should I have done that?
Maybe.
Right. Can I just give you a good introduction?
Why am I so concerned?
This is a drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, on the podcast today we have Stefanie Michele, the comedian extraordinaire, teacher, superstar. Sound effects.
Why did that sound so strangely like Space Jam?
It kind of did, didn't it?
It's I need to go get a Toon Squad uniform
exactly.
and then run in.
Which is one of the best movies, by the way.
I really love Space Jam, but I don't think it's one of the best.
Let's just cut this off.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, no, okay, and also, but you were supposed to watch Cool Runnings because you've never seen it. I don't know how.
That's the bobsled movie.
Yes. Well, you've never seen Sandlot?
No. Here's the thing. There is a lot of movies that I've watched as a kid that I don't remember, or I don't think. Sandlot, I might have. No, I didn't. I'm lying. I don't think I have. Bobsled one, the Cool Runnings, I just know they go on the bobsled, or they build their own or something.
No, they buy one.
They buy
fix
one?
it. Not a good one.
Alert.
I have to watch it.
Yeah, so I need to watch that.
Yeah.
I need to do a lot. I need to watch that.
You need to catch up on life.
I need to catch up on life. Yeah. I need to explore, and I want to smoke weed. But I want to just smoke enough to be cool. I don't want to, anything past that, I can't.
I have a vape pen. Do you want to use the vape pen?
It would be cool my first time being out. Well, no, because last time we had a party here, years ago, what's it called? Crossfaded. We'd get drunk and you smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that.
Don't do that.
I was on my couch and I got up. Monty was like, get up. And I got up and I went right back down and I never want to get crossfaded again.
Well, you only have one drink, so you could probably do a little bit, but don't have a bunch of drinks.
Okay, but then it would be no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. So when you smoke now, do you stay away from drinking or do you just...
I hardly drink. I don't drink very often. This is the first time I've had a drink in a while. And I think the last time was because I was recording a podcast.
As one does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I don't really drink anymore. Because, again,
smoking.
the meds make me get a hangover the next day. Like, no, I can have 2 drinks and I'll have a hangover.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it one of those bad hangover all days? Like,
where it's just like, I'm just sad.
That's
like, all day.
this is a sad part of the podcast.
This is so sad.
It's so bad. No, I legit do. I've said it before jokingly, like, oh, let me smoke. But, like, the past month is the most I've looked into.
You've asked me a lot more the past month than ever.
As Monty, I've been like, hey, I want to buy, here's my go. A cheap vape pen. And I just want, like, a little bit of weed. Not a lot, like, whatever the minimal you can put in there. And I just want to, like, go around and just kind of, like, just like that cool look. You know what I mean?
You'll never have that look.
I do that to camera. When you just have it, it's going to be in my pocket. Like, I don't know how you turn it on, like, charge it or whatever. Let me do it again. Take it out.
You click 5 times.
Click. And vape like that.
I'm wondering what choices I made in my life to get me right here.
You didn't like the cool vape thing?
It was cool.
That's legit mainly why I want to do weed.
Dude, that should not be the reason to smoke. Like, medical reasons, to relax. Like, there's so many. To look cool. Like, you're like you are a dare ad, like, if I ever saw one.
To be fair, to look cool, but also... I think you told me you can be creativity from it as well.
I do. I write with them.
See, I need that. I need that right.
You write?
I don't write.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I didn't prepare any of this.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you think of anything to talk about with me?
Kind of. I honestly
Besides weed?
No.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
That was it.
That was the whole podcast.
I pull out a paper
right?
and just unfold a paper just says weed.
Really big. Just.
No, mainly, honestly, I had put thought into this when we were in the kitchen making a drink, like not long ago.
As I was pouring
As
the
you're
drinks.
pouring, I'm like, what should I talk about? No, I want to talk about weed, obviously comedy and how it's different now and all that, and also like, I know I miss it too. That's me and Cole spent a good part of our time just like reminiscing about how I don't know if you feel this way. We took it for granted, kind of.
I don't think I did, because I already had so many limitations on me doing comedy, where it's like, where most of you guys don't have kids, and so you guys get to you can do comedy 7 days a week.
No.
I have to get babysitters. So, like, I was very grateful for the comedy I got to do.
That makes sense. Like,
yeah.
You're very, see? Okay.
So, like, I appreciated it. Like, when I had to take time off for the surgeries, like, I was super bummed, because it was like, okay, man, I think I'm going to have to go back and do this.
Okay.
Like, so no, I don't think I took it for granted. I definitely appreciated.
So I think other people are feeling what you felt now.
Maybe.
It's
like,
like
just, yeah, it sucked. Like, I wish I could do, like, more shows and mics and stuff like that. And so I had to do a lot of mics in my car while driving on the freeway. Like, just practice saying stuff out loud. No.
It's just like...
Just, that's how I did, like, a lot of my jokes, so that way I could say them when I got to mics. It was like
you just practice them in your car?
Mm-hmm.
Like the time and like just boom, and then bam, 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 and then, okay.
Yeah, I would say jokes to music to try and go along with the beat.
How do you do that
no,
to music?
I'm not gonna. Well, because like I would just have like a song on, like so you would put like jazz music on, but like just have like a fast tone, so be like just the ups and downs with it to kind of. You've never been in my car with me when I'm like not for that.
Do that. Also, part of me thinks I forgot to hit record on the camera. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And I'm the one who does weed. Okay. Good.
Part of me thinks I forgot to.
You want to check it?
I do not know. Hey, I did it! It's recording. I was right. Back to talking about jazz. Can you tell that this is my first podcast ever?
That's your second podcast.
First podcast, second episode. That's my roommate.
Roommate's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Pretty awesome.
I thought I wasn't recording, but I found out I was recording.
So you were sitting here thinking you were not recording?
I was talking, I was like, I don't think I'm hitting record right now. And then it turns out I was.
I'm very proud of him.
Surprise.
He's also proud of me as well. I want to have Ivan on the podcast and just find out more about you. Gobi kept calling you a Russian spy.
You know, I'll have to murder you and yours.
Can I not be here when the murdering happens?
Sure.
See how he's like,
We can arrange that.
Thank you.
even the way he talks about it, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not a murderer. Like, it scares me.
Or am I?
I appreciate Ivan.
But even that, like,
That was like my favorite exit I've ever seen. Just like a shrug, walk
Yeah.
out.
You're a murderer? Am I? Fades away. He scares me.
I love Ivan.
Yeah, he's awesome. He keeps himself. He's really cool.
I like the hair that he's going.
Very whitish. Is that a word? Whitish.
He was blonde. He is white.
Whitish people hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a thing.
I don't know if it's a thing.
Wait, so back before the camera thing, music, jokes, music.
Yeah, I do that to like find cadence.
Okay. So you pick a song, do the joke to the cadence, and then
Mm-hmm.
you keep.
I don't keep the cadence. It's more for me to
Okay.
get into like memorizing, not memorizing the joke, but like playing around with the tones of it.
Okay. Do that, and then. So have you done? Maybe I talked not here about this. Zoom mics. You have. Right?
I've done a couple Zoom shows. It was fun. I didn't do any of the jokes I would
You jumped
normally
up right
do.
to Zoom shows too. I was like, you did any Zoom mics? I've done Zoom shows. I've seen that.
Shut up.
I've seen that.
I hate you.
But you're on my podcast.
Again, the choices I made to get here, I'm trying to figure it out.
You're welcome.
No, I've done a couple. They were fun. I found I didn't want to do any of my jokes that I do on stage.
Why is that? Oh,
Because it's like it doesn't feel like it was. It felt very different. Like it felt more like you should be having, like, and I know when you're on stage, it's supposed to feel like you're having a conversation with the audience.
yeah.
But it felt like it was supposed to be a much different conversation. And it might be because I had to do Zoom meetings for work and school and stuff like that. So it might have been like, this is a weird place. Like I should be telling somebody how to do math. And
Oh, okay. So it's already like a different.
Yeah.
You use that for a different avenue of things. So you're just kind of like, this is a. I don't want to do my jokes on here. Like jokes.
Like because I was doing this classes at the end of the school year. We're gonna be starting those again soon. And then like, I just did Cub Scouts meetings and Girl Scouts meetings via Zoom. So it feels very. I know I need to sleep.
You need sleep, girl.
Yeah, eventually.
That's what you need.
I know. I was joking around. I'm going to make a shirt that says I run on cat naps and snacks because I feel like that is the most accurate statement of my life.
What's a catnap?
Like just a quick fall asleep for like 20 minutes and then wake up and go.
Catnap is 20 minutes.
Like, I don't know if it's officially 20 minutes. I don't know, but it's like a quick
Okay.
nap.
Quick
not,
little catnap.
Yeah.
There's like a sweet spot for naps, I think.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about that. Like, I feel like I didn't get I took a bad nap earlier.
And
Like, I either should have kept sleeping for a little bit longer or woke up a little bit earlier.
It's a weird, like, sometimes you can take a quick, like, 8-minute nap and you're like, I'm
Golden.
perfect. And then 20 minutes it'll higher, you're like, you're done. It just
Yeah,
it ruins you.
I fell asleep for like 35 minutes.
That's a.
Very specific, I know.
It's a
No, but it's
very
like you
not
have to
cat
get
nap.
into like I don't know. There's something about like REM sleep. I think I don't know.
REM sleep's when you're dreaming.
I don't know. If it's when I just know that that's the sleep that you get the most.
To a teacher?
I don't teach sleep.
By the way, I've never heard that sentence before ever in my life. I don't teach sleep.
I
I
don't.
don't teach sleep. For everyone watching, what do you teach?
8th grade
8th grade,
All.
math and science.
in English and social studies and journalism
Social studies.
and coding and coach volleyball and I coach soccer. I need a nap.
Sleep!
Sleep.
You
Add
need
sleep.
to sleep.
Sleep to the list. Yeah.
Jesus.
Are you liking your drink?
I actually do like it a lot. This is the, what did you call it again?
A drag queen?
The drag queen. This is, I actually do like, it's very,
It tastes pretty.
again, you can always say that. I don't even know what that,
Okay. Do you not feel prettier drinking a drag
it's
queen?
hard when I'm this manly to feel pretty. That wasn't, you didn't have to do that. That was,
Yeah.
it's hard. You know what I mean? Like right now, football, protein, all in my head. Like this is not,
Do you like football?
but, what do you know?
I was like, I know we've talked about baseball and I know
No,
you
I
like
don't like
basketball.
football. But the the audition I had, I told you this morning, I was a football fanatic. So which I don't know, but pretty much it was
touchdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go team, the Bears. I kept saying the Bears.
You're an idiot.
And I had to wear like the Bears thing, and I was like there, and the director was like, "Be energetic, and you just won this ticket and do that." And I was like, "Yeah, football!" I kept yelling football, and then the neighbor upstairs totally heard it. He knocked down. I'm like yelling like, "Let's go! It's football season!" And I know you know me. I don't like football.
I love that that's your go-to for like football cheers.
Football.
Go football.
Go football.
Just yell the sport. That's
Go teams. Which team? Both of them. Go teams.
all of the teams.
That's how I feel with like football. I don't care.
I'm not into football.
It's
No.
it's one of those. I don't know. I think that's white-ish.
You know what? I actually think almost every person I've ever dated was into football.
And all white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Actually, the ones that weren't into football were not white, so it makes sense.
Gotcha. We're finding a pattern here. A trend? Pattern? You know words better than I do.
Go back to being white boys.
That's fair. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I was like, I made a couple years of bad choices. We gotta go back.
No more. Back to white boys. No, yeah, I was obviously not. I'm a sports guy, but not like football is not my thing. So that was all like fake cheering and all that crap.
Why didn't you just cheer how you would cheer for basketball, but change the terms?
I did. I said touchdown, which is
That
football.
is football.
And
I
I
like
said,
how you thought about
wait,
that,
Then
like,
I said, wait. Then I said, it's like, oh, bad call, ref, because refs do make bad calls in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said first down at one point. Like, yeah, first down. I was saying a lot. I was.
I'm
getting
so proud of
all
you.
improv. Just I don't know what that was. Card dealing. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, there was way too many images that came to my head, and none of them were good.
This whole thing did be sounded. What images came to your head?
For some reason, this, like, when you went like that, like, I just pictured somebody pooping. I don't know why. I don't know.
So, delirious, thinking about poop, you need sleep.
Okay, so this is what happened. I spilled flan on me, and my friend said that my flan
yeah.
looked like diarrhea. And so, right before we started, I got a text, and it said, "You left your poo in my fridge."
Start over. What?
So my friend that I was hanging out with did not like the way flan looked. He tried it, and he liked it, but he had never had flan before.
Mm.
And so, but he was like, "It looks like diarrhea." And then when it spilled all over me, he was like, "It looks like diarrhea." I was like, "I hate you." And then right now, like, I seriously got a text, and it said, "You left your poo in my fridge."
So the people listen. You that was shit on you diarrhea.
I did not diarrhea. It's flan. It smells like caramel. I can't.
Flan is like the best thing ever.
I love flan, but I can't lift it up and smell it or like prove it to you that it's flan because it would just be inappropriate.
Yeah, camera just the angle of the camera.
Like
just
everybody would know what color panties I was wearing, and it's not okay.
Yeah, everyone. By everyone, of course, you mean my mom and her two friends,
Hi, mom and two friends.
and maybe my mom. That's a hard maybe. She might just be busy.
I get it.
Other than that, there's really just it's us talking. What I do like, I joke about like no one's listening or whatever, but it's just fun to like talk to comics again. Do you feel that? Like,
I talk to you all the time, though.
yeah, well, you talk. I'm saying like in like when Cole was my first guest, and I haven't talked to him in a while, but I would always see him at Mike's and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was here for like an hour and 40, and we were just talking about golf and comedy, and it's just cool interacting with comics because my favorite part of Mike's, I believe, is the back of the room, just hanging out with comics between going up. So
I was just talking about this the other day, actually. So, Flappers used to have a place in Claremont,
yeah.
And it was one of my favorite mics because after the mic, everybody would just go to like outside, like between like the building
That
and
was
the
one by
parking
the
structure.
mall, right? The little strip mall.
It was like a little like indoor strip mall thing.
Okay.
There was a bookstore there. Of course, I knew that.
Okay.
And then there was also an aerial gym.
What's an aerial gym?
To do like the things
The
where you're up in the
rings?
ribbons and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was a coffee place and ice cream. It was cool. I liked it. But one of my favorite things is like people would go to that mic and then everybody would just kind of like hang out in this little open area that was like really cool. Just everybody would sit there and smoke and bullshit. And that was my introduction to comedy. Like that was where I did my first mics. And so I got introduced to comedy being like this really cool community, and then I kind of didn't always see that as the case.
Oh yeah, it's not always.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
Communities like that.
Because like I started hanging out at Flappers before I even started comedy.
Yeah, I think you. Well, so you went there, and then did you get dared? How'd you go again? You got
So my
dared to go
cousin
up?
dared me to go up. I was going to see her, but I would go back and watch her without going back on stage for a long time.
How long was the gap between when you first went on stage to when you went back again?
6 months.
And was that out of fear, or just like you're like, I did it already. I'm just not into it.
It was so. What happened was I got dared right before, so I only had a couple minutes to think about what I was going to say on stage, which was terrifying. And I think I've told you that. Did I tell you about this?
I briefly.
Probably a long time ago.
Yeah.
So the way Flappers in Claremont, you could only see like a couple faces.
Oh, okay.
And you know how open mics are, everybody sits in the back of the room and then
No.
starts feeling. Nobody sits in the front. So the only person I could see when I was doing my very first open mic that I wrote 5 minutes before, the only face I could see was a guy who was autistic and didn't make facial expressions. And of course, because like when you're in the middle of it, and all I could do was stare like directly. I couldn't break eye contact, like which he probably hated.
Oh.
But like that was my introduction. So it wasn't that. It was more of like I was still married when I went up for that mic. It wasn't like it was. I knew I wanted to write again, but I didn't think comedy was for me. It wasn't until my divorce happened a couple months later that I was like,
Okay.
I'm gonna try it again, and I want to get back on stage.
And then
So-
you went to talk about, I guess, divorce and all
I
that.
did. I went to the Hideaway in Riverside, which is the place that has the tree in the middle.
I remember that's when
You've been there.
I first went there. I think I went there with Kevin first to do a mic, and I think you were there, but we didn't know each other then.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I went with Kevin once.
I was always there.
Okay.
So there's a good chance we might have met before.
Maybe, yeah.
Before we officially met. But yeah, so I went back and I remember like I went on stage and I started talking about the divorce and being a mom, and it was a 5-minute set, and I remember I got off stage at that time and Aaron was like, wait, you just started comedy? And I was like, that's my second mic, and he was just like, you should keep doing this, like you're kind of good at this. And I was like, okay, but I'm gonna go throw up really quick, so I'll talk to you.
Especially because you talk about like you're very vulnerable on stage. You talk about like
Yeah.
dark side of divorce and all that, and that's one thing that I'm taking from. Well, I told Cole the same thing, but also goes like double for. How do you say? Twice for you.
Double for me?
I guess double. There's a cooler way to say that though.
I don't know.
I don't know. This metaphors.
That's fun.
It goes double for you. That you're one of the most vulnerable comics I've seen on stage. As far as like telling everything, like divorce jokes, every other, like just out there.
Yeah.
And I guess, and you told me now that like, you started with all that.
Yeah.
I had to build to that.
I knew, but I wrote before I got on stage for comedy. I used to write short stories, and not necessarily even short stories that were true. They were always like just kind of random things. So I always wrote, but I figured if I was going to get on stage and I was going to go do that, I was going to be the most genuine version of myself. Because I'm kind of a goofy person naturally. Usually when I get sleep, but so for me, I knew getting on stage, like if I was going to do it, I was going to go all in.
Yeah.
And I was really lucky. Like the first time one of my grandpas saw me get on stage at the Ontario Improv, the very first time. Which you were there for that, and
yeah, but
my first, yeah,
not your first.
yeah, the first time I was at the Ontario Improv.
Oh,
I
and
was there.
not the forgotten.
Yeah. And I remember my grandpa, before I went up on stage, he was like, do not censor yourself because I'm in the audience. And he was like, he's like, if you have to change what you're going to say because I'm here, you don't deserve to do this.
That's really...
That was like the coolest advice that I got. Yeah.
The coolest shit ever. Like, don't change it. If you change it, you don't deserve it. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm so lucky that, like, my family wholeheartedly supports. I mean, not all of them, but, like, majority. Like, I've had grandparents come to almost all of my shows, great aunts, uncles.
Yeah, when I went to that one show, you had, like, everyone. Like, you had, like, 30 people. You're
Yeah.
like, every time we would walk around, like, that's my, that and that. I'm like, everyone. I'm like, dude, who doesn't know you in here?
Well, okay, so it's like, that show was at the Ontario Improv.
Uh-huh.
I live only 15 minutes away from there. And so it was like, that was my first, like, big show out towards home.
Yeah.
So it was like, so much of my family came. and supported. My mom's coworkers were like, we're going to come, and so they came, and I was like, that's a horrible choice, because I'm going to be talking about, like, I don't even remember what I talked about that one, but I definitely have jokes that are probably inappropriate.
Yeah, you have a lot that are, but it's so good. I told you this before, that when you get off stage, people know you. And that's one thing I try to take from you is like, when I'm trying to work out, I was like, I really honestly do. I'm not just saying it because of this, but that like we've talked about it because people come up to you and I was like, oh, I'm going through the same thing. Or
Yeah.
I first started off doing jokes about like Starbucks, like my whole, you know what I mean? So and then it was still funny, but it wasn't like rewarding. Like it was just like, oh hey.
I loved when I had somebody come home and they were like, I'm going through a divorce. I haven't laughed at going through a divorce, and you made me laugh. And I'm like, that is the coolest compliment. But I always love it when I piss people off in the audience too.
That's different.
It's so different, but it's so funny to me because like I had somebody come up because I joke about having cancer.
Yeah.
And I had somebody come up and they're like, you can't joke about cancer. And I was like, do you have cancer? And they're like, no. And I was like, because I do. I'll joke about it. It's fine. And it was kind of funny because after they were like, well, yeah. I was like, you can't be offended. I'm like, if you're offended, you should have gone to another bar where they were just playing music.
Yeah. And you joked about the day you got it.
The day I found out, yeah.
Which, again, like, very just inspiring to be like, dude, the day you got it, you're like, you know what? This is it. This is just my life. I'm going through it. Move forward. Talk about it.
And I think, like, because I joke about, and actually me and Jeanette were talking about it, and she's like, you might talk about the bad stuff. She's like, but you're very silver linings. Like, you find the reason to laugh about it. And I was like, that's, like, the point of comedy, I think. Like, I mean, and it's so funny, because, like, some of my favorite comics are, like, one-liner comics. Like, Mitch Hedberg is one of my favorites. Awesome. And it's just, like, I sit there and I giggle so much. Yeah. But I'm like, for me, to be the most genuine version of me, like, I'm going to be pretty honest.
Mm-hmm. Which you are, and it comes off that way.
I hope so. I hope people don't think that I'm making up the stuff that I'm talking about.
No, I told you, like, every time you get off stage, the jokes you have about your kids, about it's like, you know, like, oh, I know who you are. I know that person.
Yeah.
You're there's a mosquito here.
Well, and it's so funny because, like,
sorry, I just killed it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You just Mr. Miyagi for that shit.
I did. You heard my elbow crack?
It was not.
That was not. I'm old. This is out.
And don't tell me that you're old. I'm gonna punch you later.
I'm old.
Mm.
I have old knees, okay? Old knee, one knee. Just my left knee is old. My right one's pretty young. Don't give me that look.
So I just saw a meme earlier and it was like who gave the best or who had the best knee or took the best knee or something like that, and it showed Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
I was like, and then it showed like somebody in a movie who got their knee like taken out. And I was like, that's so inappropriate. It's so funny. But then like now you saying that just reminded me of it.
Yeah, no. Best memes are like, I feel like you can memes are just, I don't know. I talked about it in the first one. Like I told you that I posted a meme and a girl got upset.
Yeah. You make people mad?
What? You know what? I kind of have what you have. It's fun to do that. Like if I go on stage and sometimes now, not before, but now I've been talking about more stuff that's more personal or more or anything, just whatever. But I've been not caring as much as if people get upset or if I say a word that they won't like.
So I think the first time I did it, it was at House of Blues, and I said my very first joke, which was...
Is that the one we were on the show together?
I think so. No, maybe. I don't know.
We were there when...
Because I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, I've been there twice.
Yeah. But,
I don't like that room.
Well, so, were you there the night that Biz Markie was playing? I don't think you were there that night.
Biz Markie?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, we're going to move past that.
Biz Markie?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like
a rapper?
Biz? B-I-Z-Z?
I'm pretty sure. Now I'm questioning
Markie.
Yeah.
Is a rapper I'm supposed to know.
Okay, I hate you. Yeah, you should. No, because he does that, I don't want to sing it, because you know I hate singing.
Just sing this part. It's fine.
No, that's the one that's...
Literally no one's listening.
No, watch, this is going to be the only part somebody sees. No, because it's that You Got What I Need.
It's going to be...
I know, I'm not going to sing it. I'm not
No one's going to watch it.
No.
This is going to be the highlight clip for the whole
thing. I hate you so
watch
much.
This episode. No, Just sing it.
No, I'm not gonna sing it. But anyway,
How's
so
it
he's
go?
I hate you. So he's performing in the main room at the
The foundation room?
I don't know what they're called. I just remember, so we're playing in the comedy's in the one back room,
Yeah.
but there's another main venue for
Got
like
it.
musicians.
There's a foundation room and there's a main room for the,
Yeah. So he's performing over there. So I get up on stage, and of course, while I get up on stage, like his most popular song is playing.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, oh shit, I need everybody here. Like, and I actually said it, like, fuck him, I need you guys here.
Oh,
And then,
no.
but then my first joke was, my usual was my opener for a really long time about
The weed and the
teaching, teaching like means my students have better weed.
Yeah.
And I said that joke, and there was a lady in the very front who starts shaking her head, and I'm like, wait, you're already offended? And she went, yeah. And I went, okay, fine. So I decided to do all of my most offensive jokes. I was like, fuck it. Like, that was not my plan for the night.
Especially,
like,
it's not really, like, the weed one's it's just funny.
It's not
offensive.
Well, because I even joked, and I was like, you must have an 8th grader that you think doesn't smoke weed at home. Like, and I kind of was just playing around. Like, I was like, fuck it. And then, but it was so funny. So, like, after the show, she came over and she bought me a drink. And she's like, you kind of made me laugh. And I didn't think you were going to. And I was like,
That's
okay.
probably the best feeling, winning them over.
Yeah. Well, and then, because that one was Michael Q, and he came up to me after, and he's like, they were quiet for you in the back. And he's like, they weren't quiet for anybody else in the back. I was like, gross.
That's how especially if you called it out, you're like, hey, I need you guys here. Like, not just going up there being like, hey, so I'm from whatever. You're like, hey, everyone, listen, I'm here.
That's because it was pretty much, I was like, fuck him. We're here. Cool. I'm sad. We're good. Like, and just being, like, just going up and having fun. But I love it when, like, I've pissed people. Like, when you irritate people. But it's always funny because, like, the people I tend to irritate the most always come up after, and they're like, okay, we kind of liked you.
That's a good sign. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you're offending, but then you win them over. So they're not expecting to like you, and then you win them over. Like, fuck.
I have a video. I need to find it, and I'll show it to you later. But it's these girls, like, started going, shame, 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 in the middle
when
of
you're on
my
stage?
set. Yeah. And after...
What did you do for them to yell shame, shame?
I think I might have talked about not wanting to sleep with Mexican guys.
Shame.
And one of the girls, like, she was like, and then I talked about having kids, and then her husband was Mexican, and then she had like 7 kids. I'm like, that's why you don't. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
What did you do when they yelled shame?
No, they the whole table like invited me over for dinner after.
Oh, man.
It was fun.
Yeah, I've never had anyone yell shame at me.
Yeah, it was just like 2 girls, and they were drunk.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was like, we're taking away your alcohol. You've been cut off.
And you're cut off.
But I think, like, I like when the audience reacts, because I think I do good with like,
You're good.
with hecklers.
Yeah, I was say your crowd work is very on point, but also like you can disarm hecklers without being very mean. Because you have a nice tone, even if you're being mean, you have like you can shut the fuck up now. Like you're very just like if I'm up there, I'm like, could you just shut the fuck up or something? And then everyone's like, oh, that comic's an asshole. Yeah. But when you do it, they're just like, oh, she's cute.
I'm adorable.
Yeah. She just told
I'm so tired of getting called cute.
What word do you want?
I don't know.
Let's tell the world. What word?
I don't know.
What
I was on a date and the guy kept calling me cute, and I was like,
Cute? Did you tell him? And
I made a face. I was like, He's like, you don't like being called cute, huh? And he's like, I was like, no. And he's like, so then he was just like the rest of the date coming up with weird ways to replace
words
it.
did he throw at you on this date?
He was like, adorable is adorable, but I was like, I think that might be worse.
That's a little, as far as going down that road.
I was wearing something cute, so I eventually got to sexy, and I was like, I'll work with that one.
Yeah,
I'll do
like
that one.
sexy.
All right.
Yeah, I think adorable is below cute.
I mean, as I'm here with my hair and pigtails, but it's because it's hot as balls outside.
It is hot as balls. That's
Yeah.
why I told you when we started, I couldn't do. I was like, let's do no AC, and I'm like, and I start sweating. I'm like, no.
I'm sweaty, and I'm not a sweaty person.
Yeah, are you sweating now?
I am.
You want like a water? A rat? I don't know. What do
No,
you
I'm good.
I need to work
Miss
on
the drag queen.
the drag queen. I always try to work on making like the apartment very, very cold before anyone arrives, so then they can just be. I thought I did that today, but I guess not.
Well, I also am still like trying to wake up from my nap from earlier, so I'm still like all garbled. I don't know if that was the right word. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a word. Is that a word?
It is a word.
Garbled?
Like, it's
Like gargle is a word. Like,
how exactly?
that's a word.
So,
Garble is a word.
want to drink my drink.
No. We need you here.
I was just pointing out to somebody, because they were talking about how awkward I could get. And I was pointing out that I was like, oh, that's like your favorite thing.
Well, you know my favorite moment of your awkwardness.
Yeah, I wish I didn't.
Can you just, I want to just...
Wait, which one? Because I know there's been like
This-
several. Was it the one with the dog? Or the one with the tubes tied?
Oh, I forgot about the tube side one. No.
But that one, I don't think I even made that one as awkward.
He made it more...
Yeah.
He said, you said, my tubes are tied. And he said, you told that to the wrong crew.
Well, because, no, but did you hear what he said to me? And he's like, did you want another baby? And I was like, no, my tubes are tied. And he's like, as soon as I said it, I was like, I've had too much to drink.
It's like, no, take that back.
They're not tied. They function. I'm Hispanic. Just look at me. I'll get pregnant. Like...
No, my favorite one was, or your awkward moment was the outside of the ice house. I don't know if I think we're both on the show, or...
I don't know. We've had a lot of shows.
Yeah,
together.
I think just to say we're both on the show. I don't know. But after the show at the bar, don't even look. You were on the show. You were headlining. I was just there in the audience. Okay, fine.
Sounds about right.
No, I definitely had a set that night. But, whatever.
Actually, that might have. I don't know if maybe we did. I don't know.
Well, either way, we went to the bar after, and then we met those people, and then we walked out with them. And then,
did we walk out with them?
No, actually, no. They walked out for. We didn't know them, but we didn't know them. But I think as we were going out, you talked to them, and then how did it go? You introduced.
No, he introduced himself first, and so I said, "Okay, I'm Stephanie," and then we kind of sat there like with no words being said, and I said, "That's the end of that interaction," and I walked away.
He was like trying to pick up. He went to you, said, "Hey, hey."
Was he trying to hit on me?
He was like, he came up. He was like, "Hey, I'm Mark," and then you were like, "Hey, I'm Stephanie," and he went.
You know what's funny is I didn't even realize I was getting hit on.
Well, I don't think he like.
I don't ever realize when I'm getting hit on.
Yeah, I've been there. I told you before. I'm like, hey, that guy just hit on you with that girl sometimes.
No.
I mean, no girl.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm very oblivious. Like, actually, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, yeah, I spent the past hour flirting with you, and I was like, what? And he's like, wait, did you not catch that? And I was like, I'm oblivious. That has nothing to do with you. Like, you're great. I don't ever think, like, I think because I get called cute so much, I don't think about it.
Okay. I mean.
And I also just, I'm like, I don't think I don't know, I just don't think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it there, and I've told you, hey, this is happening, and you still are, like, really oblivious. When you say oblivious, that's a perfect word. And I was like, that dude's, like, he's hitting on you right now. It's happening right now. And you're like, no, he just bought me a drink and food and all this because he just wants me to. He knows that I'm hungry right now.
No, I've never had somebody buy me. Okay, wait, yeah, never mind, we're good.
Yeah.
No,
Food, drinks, and possibly weed. This is a good drink. I like.
And I told you I found it in Virginia, not West Virginia.
West Virginia.
In Virginia.
West Virginia.
No, I was in Virginia. Because, like, when we were over
Boys.
there, like, you'd be driving and all of a sudden you're like, I'm in a new state. I'm like, what just
Okay.
happened? Yeah. Like, and then I was at one place and it was like, oh, like, that is Maryland, that's West Virginia, we were in Virginia, and it was just,
Okay.
it was kind of cool. But yeah, and that was in Virginia, and that's when I got the drink.
That's where Zach lives. Is it?
I was not far from where Zach lives.
Okay.
But I was only there for a couple days. And I got to see Civil War sites.
What is that?
I hate shit.
Civil War. So, is that safe
What's
right
the
now?
Civil War?
The silver?
Civil.
You said silver.
I can't
The Silver
talk. I
War
hate
was
you.
a war between that and the gold, and they're fighting
Civil.
To be clear,
I hate you.
Civil War.
I hate you so much.
The Civil War was a whole big. They like Europe was upset, and they were like, "Yo," and then like the U.S. and Europe were like, "Oh, dude, you're pissing me off," and then they were just upset.
You have no idea the amount of times that you talk, and it just makes all of my insides hurt. Like, everything on the inside, I'm just like, okay, so this is funny. Like, I was just watching Pearl Harbor with my mom and my sister, and I wanted to watch Flags of Our Fathers, but they wanted to watch Pearl Harbor because there's romance. And, there's a baby.
It's Ben Affleck one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Josh Hartnett, I had a weird crush on him when I was little.
He came out with the new movie recently. I just saw the trailer.
What? What?
I just saw the trailer.
Oh,
Came out
we're
like
gonna have to go watch
3
that.
days ago. Yeah, it's
That's like high school me is like.
Wait, Josh Hartnett's the one from name another movie he's done.
He was in The Faculty.
He
was in Black Dahlia, which is the worst.
I think we're talking about the same
movie
person.
I've ever
Was
seen.
he in 40 Days, 40 Nights? Is that not him?
Yeah, it's him.
Okay, so he came out the new movie like 3 days ago, and it looks pretty good. I saw the trailer. I'm like, he has a beard in the movie.
Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna put this on break real quick. And go
We're gonna
watch
stop and watch it.
No, but we watched Pearl Harbor, and it was so funny because like they're watching like this for the romance, and then like something like political or with the war would happen, and my mom and my sister are like, did that really happen? And I'm like, how are we in the same family? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Because you read more than anyone I know.
Yeah,
Like, you told me that you just read a lot.
I do. Like, you know what's funny is in my bag right now, there's my Kindle, and there may be another book. I'm like, no, I think I took the other book out. But the other book is actually because I just started playing D&D. And
Oh,
it's
yeah, you can talk about that.
I'm way too excited. And, but it's to help build a character's backstory. So, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I know, it's like my character's pretty much the hippie of like the fantasy world, so I'm way too excited about
How's it the
this.
hippie?
It's a druid, so they're very connected.
I
I don't even know
I
why.
thought you said Jew-id.
Yeah, they're druid.
I
No,
thought you were
druid.
like, it's Jew-id.
They're very connected to like nature.
Oh, you're a hippie for real.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
I was like,
said?
I would have the pot smoking character in D&D. Like,
Did I say that
hands down.
about the Pokemon and you'd be the grass type because of the whole...
Yeah, did you see? Because I sent that same thing to my daughter, and her response was that I'd be ice.
Yeah.
And I love it because I was like, why? And she's like, because ice Pokemon are
That's
chill, and you're pretty chill. And I was like, oh, I love her.
It's good to hear from that. That was my second choice, was Ice one.
You know what's funny is I was like, I would have picked Fairy for me. But I'm just
Fairy?
like, they
For
would've been-
Pokemon?
Yeah.
It's not fair. Fairy?
Yeah. That was, didn't you
mean
see the
Psychic?
thing? No, there was a psychic one. Did you not see?
That's a newer
I
Pokemon. I
sent
saw,
you so many things. No,
I-
I sent you one thing.
Yeah, I was saying you sent me that thing. But I think it's more of the newer Pokemon.
I don't know that much about Pokemon.
That's where you're missing out. Like how you feel about me not watching Sandlot or the bobsled movie. Cool
But
Runnings.
but I did. I like how you still call it Pokemon.
The bobsled movie.
But like I don't know. Like I know a little bit about Pokemon. Like I took my brother to go see the first movie when it came out, and it was so sad when Pikachu was shocking Ash. It was just I remember crying to Pokemon. But like that came out when I was in high school because I drove my brother there.
In high school, so like a few years ago?
Oh, that was like the
you see
only
what I-
nice thing you've ever said to me.
I know, but I did the finger guns.
I feel
after.
so. I know you made it. You ruined it. You're
Yeah,
like
that-
nice thing gone. But like so I know enough about Pokemon, and like if I actually start talking about it, I realize I know more than I think I do.
Okay. Did you watch the newer one that came out?
I watched them with Alana.
You did Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I saw
Didn't
that
you
with
watch
you.
You watched it. Isn't there two of them or just one?
There's just the one. We saw that one together. Though.
Yeah, I thought they were making a new. No?
I don't know. You're the Pokemon fan.
I am the Pokemon. Well, to be fair, I like the Game Boy game Pokemon, which is the best thing ever.
And so we have a Switch, and the kids have a Pokemon game on there. And then
You're doing it right.
I know. I'm like my kids are gonna be such nerds.
I have to sneeze.
Bless you. Think of bananas.
I can't. Banana. No, it's still coming. It's
Think of
not.
oranges. Tacos. Salad.
I thought of everything you told me.
No, you didn't. I was
Yes.
looking in your eyes, and it was completely blank.
No.
So no, it's fine.
That's just my soul. Let's move on.
That was just the emptiness coming out.
It's just sadness. I
Um,
just fade this to black.
I like how we just both were like, and we're sad.
Yeah.
There's
And,
no mics.
and it's done.
No, yeah, no, my kids are nerds.
It's awesome, man. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, like the amount of nerdy things that the kids say is so ridiculous to me. Like I think Alana was in kinder, and she'd stayed home because she was sick, and my mom came home and she watched Star Wars, and she watched starting with episode 1 and worked through them.
Isn't it? I don't watch Star Wars, but isn't it 3 through 6 like the first ones or
They were
something?
the first ones, but so we watched episode 1 through 3, and then kept going. But my mom was like, "What happened in the movies?" And she said, "There's a lot. You just need to sit down and watch them." Like,
Lana told your mom that?
yes,
Mom, there's a lot. Just
just sit down.
I'm not gonna explain it to mom. Just go watch it.
And like, and it's so funny because like my whole family's not nerdy. Like, so I don't know how any of this happened.
I've met them.
They're not nerdy.
Nope.
Like my dad said he's finally gonna go to a comic book convention with me.
That scares me.
My dad? I don't think my dad likes you.
I don't think so either. I thought he did.
Which is funny because my dad likes everybody.
It doesn't. Not me.
I don't think he likes you.
Why? Because I met him the first few times, but like when he's going to work, very briefly.
No, I don't think that he doesn't like you. It's just that he doesn't have an opinion about you.
That might be even worse.
It might be.
Because I've seen him before, and then he was.
My mom likes you.
Well, let me explain to both of them. Because like your dad does not, but then your mom gave me the wrong name for like.
Oh, what? She calls you Andrew.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew. No, still Patrick.
No, because
Hi.
even now, it's like, because I was like, I'm going to Patrick's house, and she went, Andrews. I was like, yep, that's who it is.
That's the impression.
My
of her.
sister likes you.
I like her. And I like.
And my brother-in-law.
He's awesome.
I don't think my brother has an opinion about you either.
That's great because we had a whole board game night. Board game.
But that's the only thing that you did with him.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's cool with you, but I don't think he knows you enough to.
Yeah, we only met that one time.
Yeah. But, like, you met my sister a lot, but I don't think my dad has an opinion. My dad is, like, it's so funny. My dad either loves people instantly or he's like, I don't know how I feel about you. And you're the,
That's me.
That's you. Which I think that you're, like, one of 3 people.
That's fair.
Stop being a dick.
To each
Stop being
I'm
a dick.
Actually, a very nice person. I complimented you earlier. Remember finger guns? That was me putting the revolvers away because they're. And do that for the bit so they can. Hello, and we're back.
I know. I think I annoy Frank when I record with him all the time because I'm always just like I just make faces at him and he's like, Stefan, can you stop? I was like, no. Like
Stop
I can't.
making faces.
I can't. Like I wish. You know what? That might be why I'm so honest on stage because I can't lie. Like I'm not good at lying. I'm not good at pretending that I feel one thing when I don't.
Okay.
So, like, I have to be honest.
That makes sense.
I wish I could do one-liners though.
One-liners or one line?
One-liners. I wish I could get away with it. Like I don't think I can.
It's like a Callahan. Well, he's not one liner. He's like
He's not.
He's
He's
like
so weird. I love him.
I talked to him. He's quick. He's in Hawaii.
I know.
And it's just, I'm like, why? You're my favorite person to watch.
I loved when I recorded a podcast with him because we were like sitting there and just smoked.
That's what
the
we're hi,
whole
right?
time.
Okay.
I just remember like towards the end, like, and he's already a hard person to have him stay on topic, and like, I just remember at certain points being like, that's not the question I asked you.
You're talking about comedy. You're talking about dolphins. It's Callahan, though.
It is Callahan. Like, if he did not talk about dolphins, I feel like it would not have been a good conversation. I don't know why I keep holding this cup. Like, it makes me come.
That's good. I bought it just for this occasion.
You did not. It was in your cupboard.
That's not true.
The vodka you bought for this occasion.
No, that.
And the orange juice. And the grenadine. And the...
To be fair, I had no idea about the 7-Up. I already had the vodka and everything.
See? Your alcoholism is coming out
I know.
strong.
And just no, I did buy the 7-Up when I was at Target, but the other stuff, yeah, I had.
Even the orange juice?
I did.
But it was non-pulp orange juice. Did we talk about this?
I think we did.
Wait, because I asked you. Oh, I did, because that's my new thing about my friendships. Like, I have to ask, like, certain things, and pulp and orange juice is one of them.
Then if it pulp in orange juice and you don't like the person.
No, if they want like the non-pulp, like it's the orange juice. Like I just seen this orange juice where it's like kind of clearish, and it's almost like it's not. It's just orange drink, but it's juice. But it's
orange drink.
I'm gonna call it orange drink. But it's yeah. I like pulp. I like to feel like I'm eating an orange. I'm gonna go back
I
to
just
it.
want to get that sound bite. I like pulp.
Pulp.
It sounded like that. I like turtles. I like turtles. I like pulp.
I'm tired. I might say actually I do really like turtles, but you know what I really want? I want a chinchilla. I'm saying.
Chinchilla. Yeah, it's a little like.
Wait, didn't I make you feel
I was
like?
about to say we were
I
at a pet
remember
store.
going to a pet store and being like, just feel it, and
Well,
then the girl
'cause
was saying that it was going to be free, and I almost took it.
Yeah,
Oh.
but then you went there, and then it like it scared me. I don't like touching like
Things.
yeah, and just like animals. Like I mean dogs, yeah, but not like. I saw the look you just gave at the camera.
There was- I'm gonna keep giving looks. Again, this is my face. And I've been like looking at your poster over there.
Yeah, you know what I was trying to do? I told Monty I want to move it here, so maybe it can kind of be part of it. Like when someone sees it, oh, what's that movie line?
I have read that poster I don't know how many times when I'm drunk.
Yeah, that's a weird thing when people drink here. Like that's their go-to. That's their go-to thing.
I like to read stuff. Actually, I was talking about I don't like to read stuff when I'm drinking, but I'm figuring out that that's not true. I just don't like to read signs.
Read signs?
Mm-hmm.
Street signs?
Well, I'm not driving when I'm drunk.
Yeah,
like, this
we don't do that.
That's bad. No, just like, I don't, your sign for not using toilet paper in your toilet, I don't want to read it when I'm drinking.
Put that sign just for everyone. No toilet paper in the toilet.
At all.
Yeah. People still don't listen.
Nope.
It's fine.
Is it though? It's not.
It all comes back to I have to clean it up anyway. Whatever. I didn't think we'd be talking about my toilet, but we're here. What the heck?
Was the toilet off limits? Was that?
Yes.
Oh.
I told you there's one topic I did not want to talk about. You talk about my family, income, religion.
How's your family?
Talk about religion, but I don't want to talk about my toilet.
I don't think we've ever talked about religion.
No. Have we? I don't think because you're religious.
I am.
See, I'm not, but I do believe in like God. I just don't believe in religion. And not to say that your way is right or wrong, but I'm right. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't agree with most organized religion though. But I go to church because I feel like...
What's the different... Or organized religion?
So because I think most churches take the Bible and they interpret it different ways. Like I was going to this one church and they used to have a prayer for money. So that they would come into money. And it was like that's... And they even said like that's why...
for money?
Mm-hmm.
They would pray and get money?
That they would pray that they would come into money. Like,
okay.
And they'd say like that's why we give our tithing to get money. And it's like that's not why you're supposed to give tithing. You're supposed to give tithe so that you're just giving into the church willingly, and you're supposed to set a portion apart. You're not supposed to do it with the hopes that you're going to get something back. And so it's like things like that. Like, in a lot of churches have like these things that I'm just like, or like when churches are like, oh, you can't break bread with somebody who's gay because you're saying you condone it. And it's like, the Bible also says like to not be the one to judge, and we're just supposed to love thy neighbor like regardless. And so, for that, like, I have an issue with a lot of churches.
Okay.
So, but I've read the Bible and the context of the Bible and Torah and the Quran. And, I mean, I did that because I wanted to see the different perspectives.
Yeah, so you're such a better person. I haven't read the Bible.
That was not the first time we realized that, though.
We knew that a long time ago.
We learned that, like, how long have I known you? 2 years? 3 years? I don't know how long I know you.
That was the most hurtful thing you've ever said.
Really? That was the one? Because I can think of some more hurtful things.
4.5 years.
It's not been 4.5 years.
It's not been.
It's not been. It's been
3.
3 years?
It's around when Kevin was still here, and Kevin's been out there for like 2 years. So it had to be at least 3 years.
Really?
2022. 3 years, yeah. 3 years ago, so I was about 23.
I'm like, I think we realized that I was the better person in front of Ice House 3 years ago.
Is that the awkward interaction?
No, it wasn't Ice House. The haha.
Yeah.
Haha, yeah. Because, yeah. I just remember Kevin calling me, be like, come out. And then we got lemonade, and that was it.
The weed lemonade? Is that the
It was THC
marijuana?
lemonade. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, it's like, so I had never done edibles at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
thought you were like all in edibles before that.
No. I didn't start doing edibles until my health started deteriorating. And so we went to go get the lemonade, and because Kev's like, yeah, we should get it. And so I'm like, okay. So we went to go get it. He wanted weed. And then I saw the lemonade, and the girl's like, oh, it tastes really good. And, like, you know me. And I'm like, oh, shiny. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And so I drank half the bottle. And then after I drank half the bottle, I looked on the side, and it said, if it's your first time, only drink 10 millimeters. Or, like, enough for, not 10 milliliters, for 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
And I drank 50. And so I remember just being like, I'm staying the night.
I can't go anywhere.
here.
That's how I felt with edibles. You like that? I just like gummy bears. I like it. Bam.
Yeah.
It's,
So I love lemonade. Like, and so.
Jesus. Yeah, I remember that very clearly.
And that's how we're friends.
Yeah.
Thank you, lemonade.
It's mainly the lemonade.
It was only the lemonade. We need to get more lemonade for our friendship to continue.
That's it. That's all we do.
That's all you're good
When
for
we're
is
at Rockford,
lemonade.
get lemonade. We got it. What is it? Kind of like lemonade.
It is. There's no lemons and there's orange.
Orange. Oh no. I just say things.
It kind of tastes like Orangina. Have you ever had that orange drink? It's like a French drink and it's orange. Orangina. I don't know.
Whoa.
It got super inappropriate.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's been. There's an orange drink that I always get at this crepe place.
Oh shit. Crepe? You have a crepe place?
Yeah.
That sounded so fancy right now, by the way.
So I always get the one that comes with like a cream and berries because it's me and like berries.
That sounds about right.
And then like my kids get this one that has like salmon, and I'm like, they're getting like this full meal with like salmon and capers and all this stuff, and I'm like, berries.
I always pronounce that word wrong.
Capers?
Salmon.
You said it right.
That is. Okay, you said it first.
You're
But
welcome.
if no one says it first, I say salmon.
Do you have a lot of words that you say weird?
We talked about this. Fire, which I said it right because I thought about it, but I would say fire.
But okay, so no, because I can't say brewery.
Brew. I can say it. I don't think anyone
Brewery.
can. I think no one can.
Worcester's.
Brew. Say it one time.
Brewery.
Brewery.
No.
Brewery.
There was a W. You added a W in there somehow.
What word? Oh, bowl.
Yeah. I don't know. You add like.
Bowl.
You take out syllables and you add syllables.
Bowl. I want a bowl of cereal.
I don't know why.
Bowl.
It sounds so bad.
Bowl. I want a bowl of cereal. From Chicago, so what happens over there is, I don't know, we get a lot of words wrong. Or maybe it's just me.
I was just talking about Chicago with my friend earlier, because he's from Milwaukee, and he was like, I guess I have to go to Chicago all the time, and I was like, and I think I told you this, I have more exes out of Chicago than any other state, or any other city, ever, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that happened in my life. Like, that's such a, like, because now I've had 3.
From Chicago.
Chicago.
It is the best city in the world, so.
And I don't even like your accent. Like, I don't get it.
Duh Bears. Duh Bears. That's all I did say.
Actually, my least favorite accent is the Boston accent.
I think everyone.
I keep saying I need to meet somebody that makes that accent sexy.
Mark Wahlberg, isn't he?
I mean, he's just pretty to look at.
Marky Mark.
He's just pretty to look. His
Or
Calvin Klein.
John Krasinski.
Is he?
He's from Boston.
Oh, I love him.
He doesn't have the accent though.
Yeah,
But he did
he
a
doesn't.
commercial where he did the accent and did it brilliant.
See, it's like, but yeah, I don't know. There's something about that accent that I'm always like,
Nah.
I'm good. I want to meet somebody that has like an old school like New York accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know why I want that so bad. I don't want them to ask for
How does
giggle
the
water.
accent go?
I don't do
I don't do
accents.
accents either.
I'm.
How about we both give our best New York?
But you know what's bad is like I've done like a couple podcasts, and in every podcast like I do an accent. I'm like, fuck nuggets. Like,
Did you do it?
No.
Yeah, you
Maybe
did.
I did in one.
So you have to do it in 2.
No.
I'll do a New York one first. It'll be bad, and then you can do yours. I'll do mine right now. Hey, I'm walking here. hey. Gabagool. You're up.
I hate you so much.
Oh, you're up.
I'm getting in
Hey, drink it, drink. Go ahead, you gotta do it. I can't.
Why?
Because you did it. So you have to do a New York accent. You're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I will be vulnerable.
I'm very hurt.
I will be vulnerable in so many ways. I will
very
tell
hurt.
you all about
Very hurt.
other stuff, but not not accents. No, there's a board game where the entire point is to do the best accent. So like everybody gets a phrase,
Mhm.
and then the person judging will like flip it over, and they'll be like, okay, everybody say their phrase with this accent, and whoever does the best one gets the point. And I hate that game because every accent I have sounds Jamaican.
I don't know why in my mind I was going to say Jamaican.
Because I was like, it's like Irish. It's like Jamaican.
Hey, man.
And I remember being there and being like, I'm just going to get really stoned and really drunk because I can't emotionally do this right now because I hate that game.
Yeah.
So, and I love board games. And I hate that game.
Yeah, that game.
It makes me sad on the inside.
Back to this point. And we're sad again. I did want to ask you a few questions about comedy before we wrap it up. I try to keep somewhat consistency in this. I don't know.
You're consistent?
I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
Okay, what's your questions?
I'm always interested. Well, you already told me about how you write and you did it in the car to music, which I've never met anyone to do that before.
I'm just amazing, I know.
Yeah. We'll end it on that. It's just amazing. I'm always curious of people's biggest go for comedy, whether you want to branch out to do other things or your ultimate go in this business in general, the whole thing.
I want to write, but writing was my goal before comedy. I would love to be published. I would love to have a show made. I would love to see my writing in the works. Comedy has been me writing in a much shorter version, and it's just been fun, and it's been a cool release, and I love it. And when I first started, I genuinely started thinking I was going to be a hobby comic, and then I fell in love with it. So I wouldn't mind seeing comedy go places, but my ultimate goal would be to see my writing.
Okay. Also, you said the word virgin and not version, but I'm not going to hold it against you.
Did I? There's been drinks and no sleep.
This is no alcohol here. I tricked you. It is just
You
water.
just poured water in the Tito's bottle?
And then food coloring. That's all it was. And then your... And then your worst bomb. I like hearing people's...
I don't bomb. Okay, no, that's not.
I don't bomb. I'm fine.
No, I think the worst bomb I ever did, I think was probably at Flappers. I got put on a show. It was my first time in the meeting room. There wasn't a lot of people there.
It's a weird room with not a lot of people.
And it was and everybody's super spaced
I was about
out.
to say they're gonna be.
And me and Andy Van, and it was
hurting.
and this is the thing is, so me and Andy Van were on the show together, and when I'm at Flappers, I always get the cheese and fruit plate because cheese and fruit, really.
I'm fancy.
So fancy. No, so I got that, and Andy's sitting next to me, and he's like, "Can I have some of your cheese and fruit?" I'm like, "Andy, when am I going to tell you no?" And he's like, "Never." And then so he starts eating my cheese and fruit. So we recorded each other's set, and I didn't it wasn't like a bomb, there was no laughs, but it just when you get off the stage and you're like, oh, that was just so uncomfortable, and it wasn't good. I don't think I've ever had that bomb where your soul dies a little bit. I've been with a comic. I was dating a comic, and borderline choices. And he.
Why don't you say their name? Let's talk.
No. And he bombed to the point where he had to leave the venue because he was, he couldn't even be in that area because it had bombed so bad. And I probably didn't make it better that I had gone up before him, and I did really good.
Oh, they said you bombed too.
Not that night.
Oh, okay.
No. So, I've been with somebody when they had that soul-crushing bomb. I've never had that. But I got off the stage for that one, and I just remember being like, thank you for the cheese being here. I needed you. Food is comfort.
It's true.
But that was, I think, probably the most uncomfortable. And thank God Andy was there because, I probably would have wanted to leave, immediately, but then we were just sitting in the back making jokes because he had a crush on the host. And then he realized that she was dumb.
I can't wait for you to say her name right now.
I'm not saying her name right now.
I work there. I know.
I know.
Who it is.
I know you know.
I think.
No, he started being like, she's really cute. She's really cute. And then she kept saying things wrong. And he's like, she's really dumb. She's really dumb. And so actually, when Andy's recording with me, that's one, I think the quote I put up for him was that I didn't realize that literacy was important. But
Really?
yeah, because it was such a, we were both like, it was not a good night for anybody.
It's a bad night in general.
I had met this guy and he came to the show that night because he wanted to see. And I was even like, you shouldn't go to the show. And he's like, no, I really think you're cute and I want to get to know you. And I was like, this is going to end badly. And then it did.
Yeah.
And I just remember after he was like, oh, yeah, this is actually how I know I was a bad mom. I never wanted to go out with him again because I was just like,
oh,
you
really?
saw me at such a low point. Yeah.
That's the worst.
So that was, it was like, nope, I'm out.
That's the worst type of it.
Yeah, so no, it wasn't a good set. I mean, like I said, it wasn't like no laughs whatsoever, but it was not good.
One of those like,
yeah.
Fuck.
I was not happy with myself when I got off stage. And then I had cheese and I was okay. And then I pretty much told the guy to never call me again.
Those are a lot of things to say.
It was a lot of, I was
Cheese,
like,
never
don't
call
call
me
me,
again.
let me dip the apple in the cheese again. I'm like, we're going to move past this.
I learned a lot about you today. How do you think I did for, second episode?
I mean, you did alright.
It's like 1 to 10, 1 to 3.
On a 1 to 3, you did you did a number? You did good. I mean, you did introduce me.
I did, and I'm just gonna leave the part in the beginning too.
Like I did to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna
like
leave.
I do to everybody.
I'm just gonna leave all that in the beginning.
I know.
I'm very hungry now. That's why I want to wrap this up so we get some food. Yeah, I'm just hungry. Thank you for coming in. I wanted a podcast and second episode, and I'm very excited. And I hope it's still recording because the last time I did not record the whole thing.
No, it's out. They did not get any of the comedy questions.
That is still good, right?
Yes, we're going.
So the audio for sure would be the whole thing. Video, we
Who
don't
knows?
know. Let's find out. All right.
Thank you.
And edit point.